In a world where loyalty is tested, one dog must choose between duty and survival. The alley was eerily silent as Officer Ethan Monroe crumpled to the icy ground, his uniform drenched in blood. The moonlight barely illuminated the crumbling brick walls that surrounded him, but one shadow remained steadfast by his side: Rex, a formidable German shepherd with a striking black streak down his back. Rex stood guard, his breath visible in the frigid air, eyes sharp and focused on the darkness ahead. No backup, no radio signal, just the sound of Ethan's labored breaths and the steady rise and fall of Rex's chest, the dog standing resolutely between him and death. In the distance, sirens wailed faintly, too far away to offer any hope. This was not how the mission was meant to unfold. It was supposed to be routine, quick, and clean. Yet here lay Ethan, bleeding out in a forgotten corner of Chicago, with only his loyal partner Rex to protect him. The dog remained motionless, instincts screaming that time was slipping away, but his loyalty anchored him in place. Then, a shift in Rex's eyes signaled an impossible choice. He glanced down at Ethan one last time before bolting into the night. Hours earlier, the alley had been just another part of the job. Officer Ethan Monroe had leaned down, tightening Rex's collar with a confident hand, blissfully unaware of how significant that simple gesture would become. The cold night air stung his face as they navigated a dimly lit side street, the city humming quietly beneath the distant roar of traffic. With nearly a decade in narcotics, Ethan had witnessed the worst the streets had to offer, but nothing ever rattled him, not with Rex by his side. The dog's presence was more than comforting. It was grounding, a silent promise that they would face whatever came together. This operation was supposed to be straightforward: a suspected drug handoff in an abandoned lot just south of Wabash. A small-time gang, nothing they hadn't dealt with before. But as they turned into the alley, an unsettling feeling crept in. Rex's ears perked up, his pace slowing, nose lifted to the air. Ethan's hand instinctively hovered over his holster. "You smell something, buddy?" Rex let out a low growl, a warning that sent chills down Ethan's spine. Before he could react, a gunshot shattered the stillness. Pain erupted in Ethan's chest as the bullet struck just below his vest. His knees buckled, and the world tilted. The cold pavement rushed up to meet him. Rex lunged forward, barking fiercely, teeth bared, not chasing the shooter but standing over Ethan, barking loud enough to rattle the alley walls. Ethan's vision blurred. He could no longer feel his fingers as blood pooled beneath him. His radio crackled faintly, but he couldn't lift his hand. Rex circled him, whining softly. Ethan tried to speak, but only blood came up. His world was fading. Rex stepped closer, nudging Ethan's cheek with his snout, sensing the life draining from his handler. There was no time left, and Rex knew it. With a heavy heart, Rex stepped back, torn between duty and instinct. If he didn't leave now, Ethan would die. He turned and bolted into the night, every step away from Ethan feeling like a betrayal. The icy air clawed at his lungs, but he didn't slow down, racing through alleys, past dumpsters and shuttered doors, panic driving him forward. Suddenly, a familiar scent pulled him to the left: Officer Kyle Bennett. Without hesitation, Rex lunged forward, barking furiously. Kyle barely had time to react before Rex grabbed his sleeve, yanking him along. "Rex, what the hell?" But one frantic look into Rex's wide, fear-filled eyes told Kyle everything he needed to know. "Where's Ethan?" he asked, already moving as Rex spun and took off again, hope flickering in his chest. Officer Kyle Bennett sprinted behind Rex, heart pounding, breath ragged. The German shepherd weaved through narrow alleys like a creature possessed, fast, silent, precise. Kyle had never seen Rex like this before, urgent, desperate. Then Rex skidded to a halt, turning toward a dark gap between two buildings, barking once, sharp and mournful. Kyle rushed forward and stopped cold. Ethan lay sprawled on the frozen pavement, unmoving, his uniform soaked in blood. "Jesus Christ!" Kyle dropped to his knees, pressing both hands onto the wound, trying to stem the bleeding. The warmth soaked through his gloves. Ethan's skin was icy, his breathing shallow. "Dispatch! Officer down!" Kyle shouted into his radio. "Alley west of Wabash and 14th. We need paramedics now!" Rex circled tightly around.